Dudley Douglas enters.
Steve.
Whoa. Hello, and who may you... Hey, I know you. I remember. You're the newspaper... Douglas, right?
That's right, yeah.
It's been a long time. How are you? Hey, sorry I lost that fight. I heard you got fired.
Personally, I thought you were ahead on points when the ref stopped the fight, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I thought it was about... and I thought about filing a protest, but what good would that have done? I know I was washed up and that I'd never get another shot. So what are you up to now?
I'm the chief sports reporter for the Newark Eagle, which is why I'm here. I heard that you had returned to the ring after your long layoff, and I wanted to do a story on you.
Hey, let's sit down.
Steve and Douglas walk over to two empty chairs and sit. Douglas takes out a pen and pad.
After the McCoy fight, I decided to put away the gloves and try something else. So through my wife, I got involved with the church and started studying to be a minister. But it just, wasn't for me. I'm not a book learning type. But it was something to do, and it kept me busy and stopped me from thinking about boxing. And what might have been, But there was one problem. I had no income.
Could you have gone back to work?
There was no way I was ever going to back work for that old job. Never. Absolutely out of the question.
So how did you manage financially?
My wife got a job working as a babysitter and maid for a couple of attorneys, and I wound up collecting welfare.
And how did your wife feel about being on welfare?
She wasn't too happy, but she felt it was better than me being in the ring, which was something she was always opposed to.
Yet here you are, back in the ring.
Yeah, after 9 years of scrounging, the need for money became too great, and after talking to my uncle, who was also my manager, I decided that I had to go back to doing what I do best, which is boxing.
So how did it feel to return to the gym after such a long layoff?
At first it felt strange, because I was away from it for so long, but it took me a lot longer than I thought to get back into shape. But with the help of my uncle, I finally got back my boxing legs and started getting matches.
And how have you done?
2 wins and 6 losses. Although I think one of those losses I thought I actually won, but you see, I'm considered a journeyman boxer, meaning I'm the guy they call to fill the card. I'll fight, anyone, and it doesn't matter to me if they win or lose, just as long as I get paid.
So you're not looking for another shot at the title?
I mean, if that happens, great, but I certainly wouldn't say no. But as of right now, I just booking matches. That's all. Period.
And you feel okay with that?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it gets me out of the house, and I go on the road, which I like. I've even fought a couple times overseas.
Where overseas?
A 6-round bout in Moscow, and an 8-round bout in Buenos Aires, in Argentina.
And so how did you do in those fights?
I went the distance in Moscow, but I lost the fight in Buenos Aires by a TKO. But for both fights, the pay was very good, and the fans in both cities were great.
And in what way were the fans great?
They just love boxing, and a lot of them seemed to be rooting for me, which I thought was nice.
The background music stops, followed by a news report.
Would you mind if we take a little break here? I just want to listen to the news.
Sure, no problem.
All right. I like keeping up with the news.
This is Jen Thompson with the 2 o'clock news. Our lead story. Earlier today, the United Nations Security Council voted to impose some of the harshest sanctions in history on the People's Republic of Balizistan after their leader publicly declared his intention to continue with plans to build a hydrogen bomb. The United States is calling on the international community to take action to deal with the Balizistanian threat. And in business news, a Philadelphia businessman, Louis Bromeyer, has been voted Business Person of the Year by the National Association of Business Owners. According to reports, Bromeyer has made tens of millions of dollars from extensive real estate holdings throughout the Philadelphia area, specializing in the upgrading of dilapidated buildings. Bromeyer credited his family and hard work for his extraordinary success. When asked about his future plans...
Now, Ernie, turn that off! Son of a bitch! That damn thief!